Back to working on the mini Jeep. Gonna put on the Harbor Freight ZXR 3500 winch onto the Massimo 125. Also gonna put some synthetic rope on there. Got it for a really good steal at Harbor Freight. 40% off winches a couple days ago. So pretty excited about that. I'm gonna try and get it on here, sneak it on while the boy's away. So when he opens up his gift for Christmas, he's already got the winch on there and looking all good. So the ZXR 3500, it comes with a regular steel cable, hook. I think it also came with a shackle, a remote, a wired remote, and a handlebar switch. So several ways we can put it on there. Then it also came with a winch plate, which I did not know. So I bought a winch plate for it from Harbor Freight. It's like $6, so not a big deal, but it actually comes with a winch plate. And we'll go ahead and put synthetic rope on there because if you've ever worked with rope, it's way better than cable. We're gonna see if we can't just fit that right there. It'll probably stick out a little bit, hopefully not too far. The winch plate looks like it'll fit right here. I think what I'll do is I will drill a couple holes here, put some grade 8 bolts through there, all the way through the bumper. It is a square tube bumper. So I don't want to tighten down these bolts too much. This Jeep only weighs like 500 pounds, so it's not like it's going to need a whole lot of fastener strength to hold this on. But it is a 3,500 pound winch, which is way overkill, I understand. But it was so cheap, I just couldn't pass it up. And then what I'll probably do is I'll probably just run a bead of weld here and here just to secure it onto there better. I could gusset the front of it, but I mean, if it cracks or breaks, I'm not too worried. I can just re-weld it and then I can gusset it later if it's a problem. Like I said, this Jeep only weighs 500 pounds. I don't expect this to even really sweat it with 2 grade 8 bolts holding on there, to be honest with you. My biggest concern is it's squishing this tube, this square tubing, by over torquing down the bolts. That would be my biggest worry. That'd be about it. So this is about how it will fit on. That way I can get the bolts from underneath that hold the winch onto the winch plate. And I'll have a little bit of gap back there. It'll stick out a little bit, but it won't be too bad. See, if I put the roller fair lead, it would look something like that. That'd stick out quite a bit, but the Hoss fair lead for the synthetic rope sticks out quite a bit less. Still sticks out a little bit. So, I mean, it's not like we're doing rock crawling with this thing. The worst case is get stuck in a mud hole or something. And rather than have to try and push it out or pick it up, just hook the winch cable up and rock and roll. All right, use the old magical blue painter's tape here and found our center point here and then lined up our 2 holes. That's equidistance out to each side, so our winch plate will be nice and centered. Right, like so. And I'm gonna drill a couple 3/8 inch holes, and I'm gonna go get some grade 8 hardware, fasten this down, and then I'm gonna grind off a little bit of paint here and here and just run a little weld bead there and there. And I mean, that should do her for quite some time. So for the hardware, I grabbed a 3/16 grade 8 bolt, 3 inches long, with a washer and a locking nut. So that will go down and hold the plate from the top. All right, so to mount the winch, I drilled 2 holes here, 3/16, 3/16. Went and got some grade 8, 3/16 by 3 inch hardware. Goes through my winch plate, goes through the bumper. The 4 holes for the winch are here, and just fasten that down. the excess bolt off the end there just so it's not hanging down. So that will look like that right there. We just need to put the winch on, and as you can see, I have clearance to get the bolts in from underneath here, so I'll be able to put the winch right on there. If I put the winch on first, I don't know that I could have held these to put the bottom fasteners on, so I went ahead and put the plate on first. Gravity. All right, I went ahead, cleaned off the paint here. I'm gonna drop some weld on here. This is not, it wants to twist side to side, so that's not gonna work. Gotta put some weld. So I'm not the greatest welder ever, so pray for me. Give me all the help I can get. Doesn't look too bad, I don't think. I mean, I've seen worse. By me. Yeah. Maybe a little hot. I was having to go really fast. But I think she's gonna stay. Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna run another pass on it. I mean, it's a little Gorilla Snotty. I got a little low right there. Yeah. Other side looks pretty decent. Light. All right, welded the winch plate onto the bumper. It is good and secure. Still got the 2 bolts down through the middle. Got the synthetic rope started. I'll have to wind that in when I get the winch hooked up, because rolling it by hand would take forever. I'm not gonna do that. All right, so it's time to wire this thing up. Not too tough. So you got your blue, you got your yellow. And then on your solenoid, you got blue and you got yellow. And then we're gonna go from the battery to the solenoid. Positive and negative both connect to the battery, back to the solenoid. And then we will have our control wires that will connect on here somehow. I guess I'll figure that out here soon. I'm sure they could just connect onto there. Not sure. Didn't read that part of the instructions yet, but shouldn't be too tough. I'm going to end up having to shorten these cables later. I don't have the right terminal ends, so I can't do it now. So I'll just have to cool the wire up and then come back and shorten them when I get the terminal ends in. But for now, it's just going to get wired up. All right, got it all wired up. Absolute mess of wires. I've got to get some terminals, shorten all this up. But anyway, yellow goes to yellow, blue goes to blue. Your blue terminal comes in on your yellow, red side. Your black terminal goes in on the blue side. This red wire goes to ignition. I tied it into the gray wire that got hot when you turn the ignition on. And I mounted my remote switch right there. So we can just put it in. I need to put this rope under tension. I just spooled it in by hand. Really need to put on the synthetic rope, need to put tension on it. But whoops. Works good. Pull the plug out, cap it off, shut the hood. Voila, mini Jeep with a winch. All right, that's it for the mini Jeep. Got the winch installed. It is working. It's on there. We're gonna send it. Come back. Check out some more videos later. We're gonna have more on the mini Jeep, more on the big Jeep. For myself, Grady. Y'all have a great evening.